Hey runners, 𝘄𝗵𝗲_H, physical therapist here, and about to start a run, and I took a little hiatus into the woods quick because I want to show you something. If you've ever been struggling with injuries, and you probably might be able to relate to this, but I want to talk to you about stress fractures because I had some runners coming into the clinic this week who are dealing with some, and one in particular who had a stress fracture in her thigh bone. Now, that doesn't matter if it's a stress fracture in your shin or your thigh or whatever. This is pretty typical, and I see this happen over and over and over again, and it's really not that hard of a fix if you want to not have to worry about stress fractures and get put in a boot or being put on crutches. Nothing grinds your season to a halt like having to stay off of your leg for 6 to 8 weeks. So let me just lay the scenario out for you. Runner comes in, she had a stress fracture in her thigh bone or her femur, and she's been non-weight bearing for about 4 weeks on crutches, and we're just getting started. And one of the things, this is her second stress fracture, okay? So one of the things the doctor ordered, and I work mostly with runners over the age of 40, so one of the things that the doctor was worried about with this female was that she had weak bones. So they ordered DEXA scans and things to make sure she wasn't osteoporotic or had osteopenia, and like many times before, her bones were completely normal strength. So you see this often with like young kids too who get a lot of stress fractures. Like, why do these bones break when they're not weak? You know, it's not that you need more milk. It's not that your calcium is off. I'm going to explain why normal bones break, and they break often because, like I said, nothing grinds a season to a halt like a stress fracture. You lose a lot of fitness, you lose a lot of strength, and it just sucks because you're kind of left to be on the couch. Now, before I show you why normal bones break, if you want help with your training, check out 𝘄𝗵𝗲_H. I put a link in here. We have strength workouts because ultimately I'm going to tell you about strength and how strength can prevent stress fractures among other injuries. But let me show you. I want to see if I can get this to work here. Let me get this branch that I have. Okay, so I'm just going to use this branch here. So let's just say this is your leg bone. I'm just going to put it up like this. So let's say this branch is completely normal, and when you run, there's going to be a strain to your bone. So the bone is not meant to really bend like this is. The thing that stops this from bending are your muscles. But when your muscles aren't strong enough, over and over again, the bone is going to start bending. Now, if you look at this, I'm just going to put a little pressure down on this. Hopefully this makes sense. Let me know if it does. But as I push down on this, you can see how it starts to bow to the left side of the screen here. That bowing over in here, that bowing is where the bone breaks. So if I just keep pushing, you can actually start to see it start to splinter on that side. That's a perfect view right there. That splintering that's happening, I didn't plan that. It just seemed to work that way. Come on, how did I do that? That was really good focus. There it is. That splintering that you see on that side, that is the stress of the bone getting taken, and then over time it just continues to crack, 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 crack. And then you have a broken bone or a stress fracture. But the key thing to know with that is that the bone is breaking from that stress. It's not abnormal. The bone's not weak. It's not doing anything that it shouldn't. It's just getting overloaded. And that repetitive 80 steps a minute, 160 times, if you count both legs, that repetitive bending force eventually cracks the bone. So your primary, your ortho might order a bone density test and find that it's normal. The problem isn't your bones. The problem is your strength. If your muscles can't control the running motion, what ends up happening is it filters into the bone and repetitively breaks it. Think of it like a wire hanger. You bend it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Eventually it snaps. Same thing happens with your bones. You need strong muscles. The key places to focus on, I've talked about this in other videos, I'm going to talk to you about it now. Go to your glutes and go to your core. If you have stress fracture, stress reaction, those bone injuries in your shin, don't train your shin more. Work on your glutes and your core strength. If it's in your thigh bone or your low back or wherever, core strength, glute strength is the place to go. I have complete programs that can help you with this. You can try them out for $1. Go to 𝘄𝗵𝗲_H. You're looking for Basics Boot Camp. That program is what I've been using in the clinic for the last 10 years. It's a little modified to make it a little bit tougher for you all, but that will help you focus on things that you need so that you don't have to worry about broken bones. You don't have, I mean, it's not going to completely wipe it out because it's still always a possibility, but it'll give you the nuts and bolts of strong glutes, strong core. Helps battle against knee pain, helps battle against stress fractures. It all goes back to your glutes and your core. Check out 𝘄𝗵𝗲_H so you don't end up like this branch over here and broken in half. All right, I'm gonna go for my run now. I hope everyone is well. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.